Many of us have been in church for a long time and we kind of get used to it. But we have to remember what it's like to come in brand new. When you're new to this, whether you're a child or an adult, there's so much to try to understand, from symbolism to where to sit to what's going to happen in the service, how long am I going to be here, and what am I supposed to do? It can get so complicated. And if we want people to actually engage with God during the service, then we can frame for them what to do so that they find God rather than just an activity to get through. So how do we do that? How do we frame everything without it being heavy and long and needing huge booklets? Well, there's really three things that we need to explain. It's sort of like a triangle. The first thing, the top of the triangle, is to explain what I am going to do as a service leader. In a second, I am going to do this. In a second, the next thing that's going to happen is this. To sort of signpost what I as a leader am going to do makes the congregation, all the new people, feel safe, that they understand what the leader is going to do. The second thing to explain on our triangle is this. What am I, as a service leader, going to expect from the new people that are in the room? If you've ever been to a new place, that is the terrifying concept. What am I going to have to do next? Because I have no idea what I've just gotten myself into. And when you as a service leader are explaining, in a second, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to ask you to do this, then I can be ready as a congregant. The congregants can be ready to take the next step. They can know what's expected of them. And the third thing, and the most important thing, is to explain what God is going to do, because that's why we're here. They're here to, in some way, meet with God. And when we say from the front, in a second, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm inviting you to do, and this is what God is going to do, we can make everyone feel safe. So for instance, the Bible reading. Sometimes we just say, and now the reading. Please turn in your Pew Bibles to Numbers 22:22, or you can find it on page 154. Now that gives what we're going to do, but it doesn't really frame anything. Instead, we could say, and now we're going to read the Bible, which we believe is God's words for us. In a second, I'm going to read the passage, and if you would like to follow it along, feel free. You can find it in Numbers 22 or on page 155. But most of all, prepare your hearts, because we know that God's words go out and transform our hearts. So you can just close your eyes if you want and listen to the words of God. And then read. It just for a second frames so that whoever's in the room can know this is how I connect with God in this place. They know what I'm going to do, and they know what we have our permissions to do. Or for instance, communion. Wherever your tradition, there tends to be a length of time it takes, and we expect our congregations to reflect and spend some time with God in the midst of that all. But if you're new, you have no idea what that time is for. And so rather than just let it sit and have those people who are new, whether they're children or adults, feel uncomfortable in that time, we can frame for them what to do in that space. So we can say, as I go and give communion to the people who will be serving us, there's going to be some time. Feel free to take this time to talk to God about what's on your heart and reflect on why you're here and what you want Him to do in your life. And God is going to come close to you. He promises that. So take this time in this space to do your thing, and then I will let you know what's going to happen next. So take your space, and you'll hear from me soon. And then you can just get on with setting up communion and doing everything you need to do there, knowing that you're leaving a congregation behind you who all know how to engage with God in these moments of silence. From worship to the offering, there's so many things that we can help our congregations understand so that they can engage, whether they're new, whether they've been there for ages. When we frame for them what we're going to do, what we expect them to do, where they have freedom to do it, and what God is doing, everybody can engage with God and feel safe in the place that they are. So let's give them that gift of framing.